Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Could be morning depending on where you're watching from, or it could be evening, could be night. So, but if you're joining me for the first time, my name is Christian. Welcome to my channel here on YouTube. If you are watching on TikTok, you've probably possibly come across me before, or maybe not, right? My name is Christian, and I am a digital marketer slash affiliate marketer, and I like to come on live now nearly on a daily basis. I've started trying to come on a daily basis. I like to come on and share how, answer questions in real time. Hey, Camila Castella, good morning. Buenos dias. This is the very interesting thing about doing this, getting started with this whole digital marketing stuff, right? It's online based, it's the internet, so you have exposure to the entire world, and I have made some really amazing friends in the digital marketing space, and with people around the world, and Camilla is one of them. She is in Colombia, if I remember correctly. Is that right, Camila? Colombia? I think so. Good morning, Ro Boy. I know my people on TikTok, usually I start getting more people coming through on TikTok than I do. YouTube takes a little while for people to start coming in. But good morning, guys. If you are just joining me for the first time, please say hello. Let me know where you are watching from. I'm in the United States. I am currently located in North Carolina. Okay. Good morning, Ran Jam. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Now, on YouTube, I did mention that I was basically going to be showing good morning, Karen. Good afternoon, actually. I don't know why I keep saying good morning. Good afternoon, guys. We're in the United States over here. Good afternoon, Karen Birch, Debbie. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Please say hello and let me know where you are tuning in from, where you're watching from, what state, what city. I always find it interesting to know how far and wide these lives do get, how far they get. But anyway, for those of you who are joining me for the first time, my name is Christian. I'm in United States, specifically in North Carolina, and we are going to be going over how you can get started earning an income online with digital marketing. Okay. Now on YouTube, I did mention, like in the title, as you can see there, I was basically talking about how regular individuals with no prior experience, complete beginners, no prior experience, no large followings, nothing, no, not having to go viral, right? How complete beginners with no prior experience are coming on board with a desire to learn how to earn an income online, and they are predominantly using a program called Digital Wealth Academy, which is the one that I decided to get started with in this space. Okay, like most of us that do come online in an effort to learn how to do all of this stuff. um, the reason we do get started is because the income's not there, right? For whatever reason, like in my case, right? Working a full-time job and a part-time job. I had a corporate 9 to 5. I was coaching youth soccer on the side as my part-time, right? And of course, all the typical things, right? Mortgage, student loans, mounting debt, and all that type of stuff, right? And you keep working so hard and seemingly never getting ahead, right? And of course, I was there at the corporate job. And by the way, I did like my job. I didn't like my job. I liked my coworkers. I had a great boss, everything, right? This is not one of the typical stories where you hear about people talking about, oh, they hated their jobs, they had a terrible boss, and all that type of stuff. That was not my story, right? But I did not, I'll be honest and say I did not necessarily love my job. It was actually burning me out, and I was just looking at the prospects of how far I would ever get ahead trying to climb that corporate ladder, and seeing where the people who were ahead of me, I had an idea of how much they were necessarily making, and how much they were making. And in my mind, I was like, I couldn't see myself trying to spend another 20, 30 years, right, trying to climb that ladder to possibly, right, possibly get to some of those positions with it, which would not necessarily have even been paying as much. And I was just, always going, it's like going from, check to check, right? That kind of lifestyle. And those, I realized I had to do something different, right? If I was ever going to make any kind of change, I absolutely had to do something different. Okay. And doing what I was doing at the time was just not going to be it. So I decided to start looking to the internet because I knew that there were people who were doing ridiculously well earning online. Okay. I knew that people were doing this, and I just had to figure out exactly how they were doing it. So I turned the internet and I started looking into like the whole, digital marketing and affiliate marketing. There's so many different business models online, right? And Digital Wealth Academy will actually teach you how to do a lot of them, right? As a matter of fact, 15 different streams of income that they teach inside Digital Wealth Academy, right? But the one that stood out to me the most, right, because that's the one that, like, to a certain degree, for an extended period of time, I had a much familiar, I had more knowledge on, right, which was the affiliate marketing model. And guys, for you guys on TikTok, please go ahead and tap the screen, right? Tap the screen, tap on my nose. Let's get these hearts going up, right? Let's let if especially if you're one of those that is looking to get into this stuff, right? Let TikTok know that you are not bots, right? You need to engage a little bit more. So if you would, please go ahead and let's see if we can get some of these get some of these hearts up to like 1K or so, right? And by the way, if you do have any questions, please ask. Okay, please ask if you do have any questions. This is just not a one way. It's not a one-way street, right? This is not just only me talking the entire time. If you do have questions, I will try to answer. For those of you who are wondering, if you keep seeing me, my head swiveling from left or right, that's because I'm on two different platforms at the moment, and I'm trying to monitor the chat on both platforms so that I do not miss any questions, or at least in my effort to not miss any questions. So if you do have any questions for me, please do put them in the chat, okay? And I will try to respond. And if for any reason whatsoever I'm not able to answer your question, if you did put one in there, always remember that you can reach out to me via the DMs, right? You can DM me if you're on TikTok. For those of you who are on YouTube, my social media information is going to be in the description there, where you can send me direct DMs as well. Okay. So keep that in mind. So as I was mentioning, right, as I was mentioning, I got to, I started looking online, and there were so many there's so many different business models, right? Online business models, different ways to make an income online. And Digital Wealth Academy is going to teach you how to do a lot of them, right? But for people who are just getting started, right, who have no prior experience, a lot of people who get into Digital Wealth Academy, one of the quickest ways to get started earning an income as quickly as possible is to go with the affiliate marketing model, whereby you are selling digital products, okay? Digital products. And Digital Wealth Academy, the great thing about it is that it is a course, right, that teaches you how to earn an income online with several different income streams. It teaches you how to do digital marketing, but it also can serve as your first course that you can start, or first digital product, I should say, right, that you can start selling as an affiliate and earning an affiliate commission from it right from the get-go. Okay. So you can get started, get set up early on, right? Going through the modules that teach you how to do all of that stuff, right? It's pretty simple, very simple videos showing you everything step by step. Okay. Get those set up, and you literally can start, positioning yourself to start earning from day one, right? Despite the fact that there are 15 different ways to earn an income online there, that would be one of the quickest, right? And if you are one of those people who, for whatever reason, does not want to sell a course, you don't have to, right? But it is a good way to start earning as soon as possible while you're learning whichever one of the other 15 ways that which one of the other 14 ways there is to earn an income that you prefer for whatever reason. Okay. Now, just so we're on the same page, I always like to give this quick explanation, just because a lot of people have they're misinformed. Let me just put it that way. Okay. For some odd reason, a lot of people have been misled into erroneously thinking that digital marketing is like this new thing, right? This new business model that is just taking the internet by storm, right? And and they've been misled into erroneously thinking that it is solely and only about selling digital products, right? And specifically courses in some cases, right? Which is absolutely not the case. Okay, digital marketing spans way beyond just selling digital products, right? In simple terms, it is an extremely in simple terms, digital marketing is just basically the promotion of, say, products, services, a business, a brand, or yourself, right, as a personal brand, right, on the internet, online. As long as you're using the internet to promote, right, you are engaging in digital marketing, right? As long as you're promoting online using the internet or any other digital channels, that's digital marketing. Now, affiliate marketing, on the other hand, which is what's more important to, people like us who are just, I shouldn't say more important, but which is the business model that we would use to get started as complete beginners, whereby we don't have to create our own products or provide our own services, right? Affiliate marketing is an extremely simple business model that allows regular individuals like you and I to promote other businesses or other people's products and services in return for an affiliate commission. Okay. Every time we help them generate sales or leads, whatever the affiliate agreement is. But in our case, it's typically going to be sales. Okay. So as somebody as somebody who wants to get started doing this, right? If you get into Digital Wealth Academy, right, you will instantly be able to start promoting the product itself, right? The course, as an affiliate and earn an 85% commission. Okay. That's something you can start doing right from the start. If you don't want to do that, that's totally fine. Like I said, there are 14 other ways to earn an income online, and you can go through each and every one of them and decide whichever one you want to start working with. Okay. But I usually tell people, like, this is, if you're looking for quicker results, you want to go this route of promoting as an affiliate. Or another good way to go pretty quickly is, or to start earning earlier on, is the UGC model, right? Which UGC stands for user generated content. And this is basically a scenario in which various companies, right, they will send you their products, for example, and they will want you to create content for them, which they will take and use on their social media platforms, right, to promote and do their digital marketing. So you as a creator of those videos, you don't have to have your own social media presence, right? You don't have to have any social media accounts, in essence, right? Because you're giving it to them to promote on their platforms. So if you're one of those people that does not want to, get online as well, you don't want to show your face, or you don't want to put your voice in any of the videos and all that, you can do what they call faceless digital marketing, right? And you can also do, some of these UGC deals, right, facelessly. Sometimes they don't necessarily need you to have your face on camera. It just depends on what the product depends on what it is that they give you to promote. Okay. So that's all something for you to keep in mind. However, having said that, yeah, so that's basically what I was saying. So I would say the affiliate marketing model and the UGC, right? Those are going to be some of the quicker ways to start earning sooner rather than later. Another model, like another source of income or income stream that they have in there, that they teach inside Digital Wealth Academies, like TikTok Shop, right? And Amazon affiliates and all that type of stuff. You can do those, right? But those, it's going to take a little bit more time before you start seeing a significant amount of earnings come through, which is why I always encourage people, if you want to start seeing results sooner rather than later, you really want to go the affiliate route of promoting Digital Wealth Academy, as your first digital product. Okay. And then over time, I look at that as training wheels, right? To understand how like the whole digital marketing stuff works and affiliate marketing. And then over time, like let's just say you have some experience or expertise of your own, or like say from your day job and stuff that you want to start doing yourself. Okay. You can create your own products, right? Whatever knowledge you have, you can package that, and you can package that into some type of digital product and sell it, right? And Digital Wealth Academy will teach you how to do that. There are a lot of beginners, a lot of people who have gotten into the program who decided to go that route, right? They wanted to create their own products, right? And they're on their own topics, their own things that they're passionate about or things that they're interested in, and they've created their own product, their own digital products, and sold that way, right? Digital Wealth Academy is going to teach you how to do that, right? So don't get hung up on the fact that, because I know, I'm saying this because I know there, for whatever reason, there's some people who just for whatever reason just don't want to sell a course, which is fine. All right, that's totally fine. But if you're looking to start earning as soon as possible, this is probably going to be the quickest way to get going. Okay. Now, speaking of those commissions, right? So the course, if you did want to get started with it today, right, it is a 497, right, $497 product, right, which you do not have to come up with those funds up front if you don't want to. In fact, as a matter of fact, a lot of people don't, because they do have plans available, right? They do have payment plans available that you can get started with for as little as nothing down and only 43 bucks a month, with your first installment payment not being due until like 30 days later. So a lot of people get in for, depending on what you qualify for, right? They do like a soft pull. It's not like a hard credit check or anything like that, right? You can get in for as little as zero down or to like some really minimal amount and get access to everything, by the way, right? Even if you are on just the plan, you'll get access to everything, including the affiliate program, which allows you to sell it at an 85% commission and still be able to earn everything, considering that you still haven't paid it off, right? So it's a pretty good way to go. All right, pretty good deal. So with the course being 497 at an 85% commission, every single time that you do generate a sale of the course, you will earn a $422.45 commission. Okay. So, and those can add up pretty quickly, right? Even if you were in a place where starting out, let's just say, even if you were to generate just one sale every single month, that's an additional 400 plus bucks that you would be making, that you would be adding to your, current source of income, right? And like your monthly budget and all that type of stuff. That would make a huge difference for a lot of people, right? I know it did for me. So I know it definitely did for me, especially if you're in a situation where you're constantly going from, paycheck to paycheck, right? It's a tough, it's not a fun place to be. Okay. It's not a fun place to be. But if you do that, right, starting out, and you're just generating just that one, let's just say you're able to, which is, and I'm giving you something that's realistic here, something that's realistically possible, right? I'm not one of these people that's going to come on here and tell you that you're going to start making 10, 20, 30K your first month or second month and all that type of stuff. While it is possible, I'll be the first to tell you that it is not probable. Okay. It is not probable for, most people. There are people who get on here, right? Some people, maybe it is luck, right? For some people, it could be that they get lucky. For others, it's, for others, it's following the right strategy. But here's the thing, right? What I can comfortably say is a realistic expectation for anybody just getting started is come in within the first month, assuming that you're doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing on a daily basis to give yourself the best possible chance of success as taught inside Digital Wealth Academy. A realistic expectation, right, is it's not unrealistic for you to expect that you can basically cover the cost of your investment within the first month, right? If you're at an 85% commission, the course costs 497, right? But at an 85% commission, you generate just one sale, you would have just about covered the cost of your investment, right? At with a at $422 45 cents, right? And then you make a second sale and you're in profit in essence, right? You're immediately in profit. Just and that is very, very possible and very realistic to happen within that first month. Okay. Now, the nature of the way this stuff works, right, is it has a compounding effect. The reason a lot of people end up falling off or not succeeding is because they are too used to expecting to see results overnight, right? They want instant, like we're too instant gratification. Yeah, you gotta stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like an entrepreneur, right? Entrepreneurs understand that the payoff comes with time. Okay, the payoff comes with time on the back end, as long as you're willing to put in the time and the consistent effort, right? And have the discipline to do what you're supposed to be doing on a daily basis, right? And what are we doing really? I mean, when it comes to it, this is one of the things a lot of people, they don't necessarily take the time to explain it, right? It's usually selling the hype and like the money and all that type of stuff, which I get. And you know what? I This is the part where I might start losing people, right? Because they find out now that they actually have to do some degree of work, okay? And that is totally fine with me, because the people that I want to work with, the people that I want to help, the people that I want to share are people that understand that they need to have like a long-term mentality, okay? Long term, right? And in my book, we're talking about like thinking in terms of like 6 months, 6 months to 12 months, right? 6 months to 12 months. That's realistic. I'm not going to be one of those people that comes on here and tells you that, oh, within the first month you're going to be making 10K, 20K, 30. No, okay? That's just, while it is possible, it's not probable, okay? Like for most people, the overwhelming majority of people, while that is possible for the overwhelming majority, I will tell you right now, it is not probable. Okay. However, if you can understand that, like if you can have that mindset of knowing that this is not something that's going to happen overnight, and you're willing to put in the time and willing to put in the effort, and not just going to give up the moment things get hard, or the moment you don't see things happening um, like immediately, right? If you can power through that, there is potentially a huge reward on the back end. Okay. And like I said, if you're coming into this, I want you to have a longer time horizon, right? Think 6 months minimum. Like you got to give this a minimum of 6 months, right? But we're looking six months to 12 months, right? Now that is not to say that you can't start having results a lot sooner than that, right? You very well can, right? As a matter of fact, I know countless people. I've come across countless people who within their first, second month, third month, they're already doing like some really incredible stuff. Okay. However, I want you to understand that that is not the norm. Okay. That's not the norm. Okay. So come into this for starters with an open mind, and also with a long-term mindset. Okay. And no, and if you have that, you're going to position yourself for a much better chance of success, because you're not going to be the one that just quits because you didn't see results overnight, or you didn't start getting like tons of money within the first month or 2 months or 3 months, right? So keep that in mind. Now, for those of you if you are one of those who are interested in getting started, I do have a 100% free course available for you that you can grab. And it is going to be, for those of you who are on YouTube, it's going to be the first or the second link in my, yes, on those of you who are watching on YouTube, is going to be in my the second link in the description below. And if you want to go ahead and get started right away with Digital Wealth Academy, for those of you on YouTube, is going to be the first link in the description below. Those of you on TikTok, if you're looking to get started with that, whether it's DWA or grabbing the free course that I have available for you, it's if you simply go to the top left hand side of the screen right there where you see my profile picture, click on that, and then it's going to open up a bigger profile picture of mine. Again, click on that again, and then it's going to take you to my TikTok profile. Once you get there, you want to click on the link, right? And it's going to take you to my store where you'll see a link to to DWA or my and my free course, okay? And once you grab those, well, definitely grab the free course, right? It's 100% free. It will give you a very good perspective of how this business actually works and how you can really set yourself up for success, right? Setting up things the right way. Okay, so go ahead and grab that free course. Don't leave empty-handed. Go ahead, at the very least, go ahead and grab that free course so that you can get access to the training, see what it's all about, right? And then if you want to go ahead and get started with Digital Wealth Academy, you can go ahead and do that, right? I want you to know what you're getting into. And for those of you who are here on the live, the one thing that I do offer as a bonus for those of you who are here with me on the live is you will get access to you will get me as your mentor. Okay, like I'll give you my phone number, right, which you can use to text me as often as you need to. We can also jump on a call as needed, right? With anything that you need help with, right? When it comes to the setup. And then here's the other thing too, for at least the very first 2 months of getting started, you will have me. I'll essentially be serving as an accountability partner. Okay. I'm essentially going to be serving as an accountability partner and checking in with you on a weekly basis, right? I mean, we'll be in constant communication on my phone, right? But I will be checking up on you on a regular basis, right? And we will meet at least once a week minimum, right? To see where you are, how you're doing with your content and all that type stuff, right? Any kind of adjustments or any kind of adjustments that we need to make, right? But this is more so in an effort to keep you on track and hold you accountable to make sure that you keep going, because I'm telling you, the biggest thing that is going to be your biggest enemy is going to be your mindset and you not seeing the results that you're wanting to see overnight, right? And the temptation to essentially want to quit. That's going to be your biggest issue, right? You The temptation to want to quit, and I don't want you to quit, right? Like you will you that's the purpose of having me there with you, right? This is a bonus, by the way, that I offer only to people who join while I'm on here on the live, okay? Or within an hour, right? Because I know, like, within an hour of me ending the live, right? So before it ends, I will let you know, right? I will tell you a time that if you sign up before that time hits, then I will honor that bonus. Okay. And the reason why I limit it to my lives is because I can only do, I'm human, right? I can only mentor and coach and be accessible to but so many people at any given time, right? If I had, like, if I'm you would know that it would just be BS if I was leaving it open and telling you that, oh, I have like 50 people that I'm coaching all at one time, right? It's not that, right? We're not talking about group coaching and all that type of stuff. The type of coaching and mentoring that I'm talking about is one-on-one, right? Me literally being there with you one-on-one, helping you all along the way until you start generating sales. Okay. So that's why I have to limit it, right? And I try to, I try to limit it at 2 months at a time, so much so that once I'm done with a particular group, right? Once I'm done with a particular group, then I can open it up to more people coming in, right? And but as far as my phone number goes, you'll have that for as long as, and you'll have access to me until you no longer need me, basically, right? So I mean, once you have my phone number, you have my number, right? And you can always reach me. I'm always accessible. So but as far as like the whole in-depth coaching meeting on Zoom calls once a week and all that type of stuff, right? that I have to limit that because because I also have stuff going on I got to do for myself, right? Whether it's working on other projects that I have going on online and my day-to-day life, right? Like that's the reason why we start this stuff, right? We start this stuff so that we can have a certain degree of freedom and time to do all the things that we've always loved or always wanted to do, right? So it defeats the purpose if you do this and then you're just basically working 24/7 again, right? We do this because we want to earn more, but also have a little more freedom to do some of the things that maybe in the past we might not have been able to do. Okay. So let me know, right? Let me know. Be sure to DM me. Be sure to DM me ready. Those of you on YouTube, YouTube slacking, they need to have some kind of messaging system, but they don't anyway. So which is why I leave my socials down in the description below the video. So if you are one of those that are on YouTube, make sure that you I'll prefer that you message me on IG, right? On Instagram, that would be my preferred place that you message because like the messaging platform there is I prefer that to TikTok. So let's just put it that way. TikTok, don't get mad at me. That's just if you guys want to up your DM game, then that would help too as well. So but guys, like, be sure to like, if you have questions for me, right? If you have any questions for me, be sure to ask. Okay, be sure to ask because that's why I'm here, right? That's why I joined these. That's why I come on to these lives so that I can answer people's questions in real time. Okay, answer people's questions in real time. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, right? Let me know. All right, let me know if you have any doubts, like whatever the case may be. Let me know. All right. But in the meantime, like, if you don't, let me go ahead and turn over to I should have done this earlier, but let me go ahead and show you some of the results, like inside Digital Wealth Academy. Right, let me go ahead and show you inside Digital Wealth Academy some of the testimonials of students that are in there, right? This is a or let me know in the comments if you would like to see some of the results, some of the testimonials of students inside Digital Wealth Academy. Let me know if you would like to say, drop a one in the comments. Drop a one in the comments if you would like to see some of those testimonials. All right. I kind of want to know. I kind of want to know that people actually want to see that. Otherwise, I don't want to be wasting. I don't want to be wasting anyone's time. Right. Let me know. Let me know, guys. If you're just joining me for the first time, by the way, my name is Christian. I'm currently in North Carolina, and if you would, please let me know where you are watching from, right? Which state you're located in, what city. I always find it interesting to know where people are watching from. But what I do is digital marketing and affiliate marketing, and I teach individuals who are interested in learning how to do the same, who are interested in getting started, earning an income online, primarily through the affiliate marketing model and digital marketing. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions as well, right? Let me know if you have any questions. This is not a one-way street. I'm here to answer questions as well for anybody that does have them, okay? But if not, let me just go ahead and let's see if we can get inside. For anybody that is interested, just let me know. Just type. You can type interested in the comments if you are. Or if you're ready to get started, just DM me ready, and then we can be in touch later, and I can share some stuff with you. Okay, like I said, for those of you who are here, I do have a free course available. It's linked in my profile, so don't leave empty-handed. Go ahead and grab that so that you have something. At least that's just I guess you could call it my way of being appreciative and thanking you for coming and spending some time here inside my live. But go ahead and grab that. Same goes for those of you if you happen to be one of those that's watching on YouTube. I do have that free training available for you. It's going to be linked in the description below this video. Go ahead and grab that, and reach out to me with any questions that you do have. Okay. All right. Well, let me just go ahead and jump inside. Let me see if we can take a look at some of these testimonials inside Digital Wealth Academy and share. Let's see. Um, can we do that? Yeah, share. All right, so we are in there as well. Let me go ahead and for those of you who are on a TikTok as well, let me do. Let's see if we can figure out how to see flip camera. Okay. So let me show. Let's see. I want to do this by without because this is one of the things. This is one of the things that TikTok is not particularly fond of. But let's see if we can go ahead and share some of this stuff. Okay. I wonder if no. Anyway, so let's see. In the meantime, let me put that out there. So block that. Put that. Whoops. Okay. Well, I didn't mean to do that. All right. So if we look here in the community, there is a testimonials tab, right? So there is a testimonials tab that they have in here. And it essentially, this is where different students come in and they basically come in and share like all the results that they've been having, how things have been going. So this, for example, Ruth is Soulavivant. I don't know if I'm pronouncing. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that name, but Ruth, yes, it is a she. So she did come in and she did mention. Let's see. So she did come in and she did mention, let's see, wow, 25K in just first month. This is one of those type of testimonials that I don't necessarily like to share these per se because I don't want people having the misconception, right? I don't want people thinking that this is the norm and that they can have these type of results within the first month right away. Okay. That is not, let me see. Even if I still can't believe how fasting saved this well in a month pulled down. Okay, let's look at. Here's another one. I mean, okay, now Miranda, she on the other hand, she's so this is someone who has been in the space for a while now. I know that her numbers are actually legit, right? These are real. In the past 84 days, let's see, I just made in 84 days what would have taken me 3 years, 5 months to make as a nurse. Okay. So this is the image that she has up. Okay. So basically in 90 days, that's 173, right? These are absolutely ridiculous numbers, right? But that, like I said, that's not the norm. Okay. That's not the norm. That's not what I would expect. I wouldn't want you to expect that you would be having those type of results early on. Okay. Because that is just not the norm. This is more, let's see. So 23 sales in 7 days after almost giving up. Okay. So let's see what she's saying here, Angela. And this is from 19 days. Let's see what she says here. So she said, so 23 sales in 7 days after almost giving up completely. A few weeks ago, I was ready to walk away. I had spent months showing up, posting, learning, doing everything right. Still nothing, no clicks, no sales, no proof that this could actually work for me. And this is the part I was telling you about, guys, right? This is the part where I was saying you need to um, you need to have that discipline, right? This is that mindset aspect, right? To be able to contend that and having that mindset of an entrepreneur, knowing that things are not going to happen overnight, right? And that it's going to take time and consistent effort and persistence, right? And this is a perfect example of it, right? So no sales, no proof that this could actually work for me. Oh, thank you so much, Sierra. Oh, Sierra's in here. She is, guys, I always tell you about this. This digital marketing stuff is more than just. Uh, you're gonna meet some really amazing people, right? Really amazing people, and Sierra is one of those. Okay, so especially if you're a mom, I'll tell you guys right now, if you are a mom, you definitely want to get you definitely want to get on board with Sierra. Okay, she is Sierra Jana. Definitely go follow her. Go like lock in with her. Right. That is that. If you're a mom, I'm telling you that is definitely where you want to go. Okay. Now, so I was talking about here. We had let's see. Angela. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, guys, there's some of these testimonials you see in here. Like sometimes I kind of hesitate showing some of them only because I don't necessarily want you to think that that's the norm and that you're necessarily going to come in and start having those kind of results like the very first month, right? I'm not saying it's not possible. It's absolutely possible, very possible. Okay, it's just that if for the most part, on average, for most of that's just not probable. Okay, that's just not probable for you to hit those kind of numbers in your very first month. You're so welcome, Sierra. No, for real, for real. Like if moms, that's where they need to be. They need to be locked in with you. All right. So we were looking here at Angela. She's got 23 sales in 7 days after almost giving up completely. Right. So, guys, this is a perfect example of what I was telling you earlier. Right. This is a perfect example of what I was telling you earlier. You have to take off that employee mindset and put on your entrepreneur head, right? Hat. Okay. And have that mindset of knowing that results are not necessarily going to come overnight and you can't just stop and give up and quit if you don't start getting things your way like overnight. Okay, if this person right here who's talking did not keep on going, she would never have gotten to this point, right? So she says, a few weeks ago I was ready to walk away. I had spent months showing up, posting, learning, doing everything right, still nothing. No clicks, no sales, no proof that this could actually work for me. And honestly, it hurt because I wasn't lazy. I was exhausted from trying so hard with no results. Every day I'd scroll through wins, just 1K, another sale, and quietly wonder why my turn hadn't come, right? That kind of silence eats you alive. That's another thing, guys. I gotta tell like you've got to like don't you can't get discouraged because everybody's journey is going to be different, right? Everybody's journey is going to be different. Okay, so every day I'll score, yeah, so you'll sit there and you'll see people having all kinds of success, right? And then you're sitting there wondering like where's yours, like why isn't yours coming? Okay, but you've got to look beyond that, right? And keep your eye on the prize and just keep, working your lane until you get to your desired result. Okay. So that kind of silence eats you alive. Then one random night, I made a small decision out of frustration. I stopped begging for attention and started selling differently. I didn't chase, I didn't spam. I just shifted the way I spoke and the way I showed up. Okay. So she came up with her unique way. And that same week, 23 sales dropped. No ads, no magic script, just one quiet shift that flipped everything. And the crazy part, no one noticed, no one even knew what changed, but I did. Because of the first time, people didn't just watch, they bought. It felt unreal, not because of the money, but because I finally saw proof that it wasn't luck, it was alignment. So, if you're still stuck, refreshing your dashboard and wondering why nothing's working, please don't quit yet. Your shift might not be loud or fancy, but when it happens, you'll know. Maybe this week is yours, and maybe you're one small decision away from your own 13 weeks. I used to think I was doing everything right until I realized I just wasn't doing everything the same. I was just doing everything the same. Right. So this is a classic case of everybody coming in and just copying everybody. Curious, what's the hardest part of you lately getting attention or turning into action? Anyway, so guys, this is a perfect example of like people coming in and essentially just thinking that they can just come in and just start copying everything else that they see everybody else doing, right? As opposed to actually taking the time to go through the course and go through the training and apply it, right, to yourself and your own unique situation, okay? Because when you speak for yourself from the heart, right, your lived experiences, people can tell, right? People can tell the difference when you're actually when you're performing, so to speak, right? When you're acting, as opposed to talking about stuff that is actually unique and true to yourself. Okay. So those, and one of the other things I always like coming into on a daily basis, right? I typically always come into these testimonials because, hey, it's especially if you're one of those who's at that stage where you feel like you're trying everything and nothing's working, right? It's always great to come in here and just see some of these testimonials. They'll encourage you quite a bit, okay, to not give up and to keep going. There might be times when you feel like giving up, or you might also come in here and become a little envious and get upset by everybody else getting results but you not, so. And that's the other thing. You've got to change your mindset. You've got to know and believe that this stuff is actually going to happen for you as well. Okay. Like, it's different, when you come into this doing the work, just like when you go to your 9 to 5, right? You go into your 9 to 5, you're doing the work that you're doing, right? You know that once you're done, you know that you're gonna get you're gonna get your check right at the end of the week, or every other week, whatever the case may be, right? That's the kind of mindset that you have to have when you come do this stuff as well, right? With selling digital products, right? As long as you're consistently putting in the work, following the training, doing it as you're taught, okay, you will also, like, you should also expect and know that the results are going to come, okay? You should also expect that the results are going to come, right? First 500 order, consistency pays off, okay? These are all Digital Wealth Academy, where I learned to build real online income, right? Let me see if I can get this. Let me take this stuff away from my settings, if I can get there. I'm trying to see because I've got my board in the way. So my board's in the way, so I'm trying to see if I can get it out of the way so that, there we go, so that you can see the screen more clearly, okay? All right, so let's see. Digital Wealth Academy, where I learned to build a real online income. All right, so this is Frank Ting. Let's see what she's saying over here. All right, see more. Let's see if this was a whole essay, right? So before joining Digital Wealth Academy, I honestly had no idea where to start. I saw people making money online, but everything felt confusing, from setting up my stand store to marketing products the right way. Inside this community, I started learning step by step how digital income really works. Plus, I was lucky enough to meet an expert who guided me through the entire stand process, from choosing winning products to running my first profitable ads. With the help of those lessons that I use AI bots. Okay. So this is, let me see, another one of those. So just looking at the surface, right, from 0 to 17K in 2 weeks, right? This is another one, 4-figure days over the weekend, right? Let's see. Happy Thursday, DWA family. I'm happy to share a huge milestone in my journey. When I started with DWA in January 2024, my goal wasn't more work. It was like many of us. Okay, so I guess let's see what she had here. There we go. So, oops, let me scroll up. Right. So she is basically saying, like many of us, craving freedom, time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, you name it, any type of freedom. As a free spirit, I wanted to build a business that didn't need me to be on 24/7. But most importantly, a system that could keep running while I live my life. Fast forward to today, I'm celebrating 3 days in a row of let's see, a four figure cash outs, and the wild part, let me see, fast forward, yep, 4 figure cash outs, and the wild part, I didn't post any one of my feeds, anything to my feed or stories. This weekend I was offline in the mountains recharging. Okay, so basically, in a nutshell, she's just basically talking about having got to a point where her business is operating on autopilot, right? And this is stuff that you're just going to have to, this, like I said, this doesn't happen overnight. It comes with time, from you building over time. Okay, it comes from you building over time, and that only happens if you have that discipline to keep going even when things aren't necessarily looking the way, right? They're not, when things are not necessarily going your way. Okay. So that's just something to keep in mind. Let me go ahead and flip the camera back to myself over here. So, but like I said, guys, I mean, this stuff, it's not just there's a lot of people, there are a lot of people who are getting results with this stuff, right? But it doesn't, like I keep mentioning, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. Okay, it's not something that's going to happen overnight. Let me see if I can stop sharing my screen here. Let's see. Okay, wait a minute. There we go, stop sharing. All right. So again, if you have any questions for me, right? If you have any questions, I need you to just drop them in the comment section below if you're watching on YouTube, and I will be sure to respond. If you are welcome in, Daviana. If you are on a TikTok, go ahead and do the same. Just ask the questions, ask away, and I'll be sure to respond. And again, if you don't want to, if you know, if you want to DM me directly, right? If you want to send me a DM, that will work too. Okay, if you don't want to ask any of your questions right here on the live, just if you did ask me one, if for whatever reason I didn't catch it, just be sure to send me a DM, right? Because it is very possible that you put in a question here that I did not necessarily see. Okay, and if that did happen, I apologize if I did not get to it. But like I said, just send me a message. Just send me a message into DMs, and I'll be sure to respond. Okay. But guys, that's that is basically how people are. People are using everything that they're learning inside Digital Wealth Academy to start getting the results that I just showed you, right? That I just shared with you. Okay. And again, it's not an overnight thing, and you just have to keep it's one of those things you're just going to have to keep on working on a consistent basis, right? On a consistent basis for an extended period of time, an extended period of time. The results are not going to come overnight. As long as you can understand that, and you are you're okay, right? As long as you can understand that you have to put in the work, right? And it's going to be for an extended period of time, then you will be fine. Okay, you will be fine. How's it going, Ethio? Don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, right? But if you can understand that, you are going to be fine. And those are the sort of people that I want to be working with, like people who understand that it's going to take some time, and they're people who understand that they're not going to I don't want to deal with people who are just expecting results overnight because maybe that's what they've seen other people have online, or maybe someone has deceived or told them that if they got started, they would start getting results overnight and all that type of stuff. So because it just doesn't work that way. Okay, it just doesn't work that way. Like I said, while it is possible for people to come in and start making 5-figure months within their first month and all that type of stuff, it's possible, but it's just not probable. Okay, for the average person, it's just not going to be probable. Welcome in, Manisha Lamish. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. But guys, if you do have any questions, or like, if for starters, if you are someone that is interested in getting started learning how to earn an income online with digital marketing, for those of you here on TikTok, let me know in the comments. Can you drop a one in the comments if you know what affiliate marketing is, and basically if you're familiar with the idea of people earning an income online with digital marketing and affiliate marketing. Drop a one in the comments. Put a one in the comments and let me know if that's something you're familiar with, if you know how it works, if you know how it works and you understand how it works. Drop a one in the comments and let me know. Okay. If you don't, drop a two, and if you'd like me to explain it, I will. All right. Drop a two in the comments if you don't understand it. But if you do, please let me know with a one. Let's see. Okay, same for those of you on YouTube. If there is anyone, I think YouTube doesn't usually. Things are a little bit slower on this end, right? Things are a little bit slow on my YouTube end, but for those of you that are here on TikTok, let me know. Let me know. Let me know, guys. Let me know. And if right, I don't know, guys. Like I did mention, yeah, actually, yeah, I did mention it already. But if you are joining me for the first time, don't forget. Well, actually, I can't say don't forget because you wouldn't know that. But I do have a free training available inside. It's a free trainable, a free training available that you can grab that can help you get started with digital marketing, right? Digital marketing, affiliate marketing. It'll show you the best way to get started as a complete beginner, and it's essentially. It will just go into more depth, right? It'll just go into more depth, showing you how you can get started earning those $422 commissions every time you generate a sale, right? Like I've essentially explained in this video on, like in a broad manner, right? In a broad manner how it works, or how a lot of people, beginners, have gotten started earning online through selling digital products, and specifically as affiliates, okay? As an affiliate, which simply means that you do not have to create your own product or provide your own service, right? You're piggybacking off of the success of other people's products and services. So there's no guesswork, right? You're basically using a product that has already proven to do well, okay? So you're not guessing, right? Affiliate marketing is is a simple business model that allows regular individuals like you and I to promote other businesses and other people's products and services in return for an affiliate commission every single time we help them generate a sale. Welcome in, Cernine Paton, right? So, and because it's such a simple business model, it's the reason why a lot of people are able to get started, right, and start seeing results so quickly. All right. So just again, if you're one of those that has something that you're, like your own business, like something that you're passionate about, like your own hobby, and or like your own experience, your own expertise, your own field that you want to get into, and you have like certain knowledge that can help a bunch of people, right? You can take that knowledge and package it into a digital product and create your own digital product that you start selling right from the get-go. If that's something that you can do, but I'm just letting you know there's a little bit more work involved there, right? And it's going to take you a little bit more time to start seeing results, right? And then again, you're going to have to come up with your own messaging, like the copywriting, your own sales page, and you don't know whether it converts. You don't know how well it converts, if at all, if at all it does convert, right? So those, and you're going to go through a bunch of testing and figuring things out. So those are all hoops and hurdles that you're going to have to jump through if you decide to go your own route of creating and promoting your own product, which you very well can do, right? Digital Wealth Academy has a module in there that teaches you how to do that if that is what you want to do, right? But if you want to go the easier route, right, the simple route, the more simple route, which is the way I recommend for most beginners to go, I would focus on promoting other people's already successful products as an affiliate. Okay, you do that as an affiliate, and you basically have so many steps that you get to skip, right? So many steps that you get to skip because you're piggybacking off of the success of a product that is already proven, that is already doing well, that is already selling. So there is no guesswork, right? You know that you're jumping onto something that already works. Okay, that is why I recommend that you go the route of promoting as an affiliate. And I've even narrowed it down, right? Like, talk about guesswork in terms, there's no guesswork in trying to figure out what product. I've given you the product here. It's Digital Wealth Academy. That is this, that is something that is in demand. People want it, okay? and it's already doing well. There's over 120 something thousand people inside the community. So that alone should tell you, I mean, it speaks for itself, right? It's one of the fastest growing communities on the School platform. I think it's actually the number one in the business category, if I'm not mistaken or so. But um, that's where I would start. Okay, and if you don't want to go that route, okay, like I said, there are 15 different ways to earn online inside that are taught inside Digital Wealth Academy. Some of them include, I mentioned UGC. That's why you can go the route of doing brand deals, right? If in that case you're gonna have to have more of a following and engagement, they want to see that. If you're creating content to post on your social media platforms, right? There's brand deals. There's TikTok Shop. They'll teach you how to do TikTok Shop inside there if that's something you want to do. They'll teach you how to print on demand, drop shipping, right? Creating your own course if that's something that you want to do. Faceless digital marketing. How to. I think it was like videography and photography, how to earn from that, right? Um, Things that you can start earn, like the wellness and anyway, I wouldn't necessarily call that one of the streams. That's just a niche or so. But anyway, guys, I'm getting ready to jump off here. So if you do have any questions, Beach Boy Fresh G, welcome in. If you do have any questions for me, please do go ahead and ask them in the comment section below. If not, well, I mean, you can reach me. You can DM me, right? You can DM me. And if you want to get on the phone with me, I'll be glad to do that, right? I'll give you my business line. We can talk. Any questions that you want to ask, let me know. For those of you that might be interested, right? That is going to be for those that do decide to get started with me. Like I said, if you get started with me here on the live or within an hour after I get off, then you will have 100% complete access to me, and that is going to be something that I offer only to the first. How many spots do I have? I think it's two. Yeah, two. The first two people, right? The first two people that do decide to join while I'm here on the live or within. So right now it's 4:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you join anybody that joins before 5:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TikTok, right? If you join before 5:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the way to do that is just to go to the top left-hand side of the screen here, click on my profile picture, then that'll open up a bigger profile picture of mine again. Click on that again, it will take you to my TikTok profile. All you want to do is click on the link in there. It'll take you to my store, and you can go take a look. You'll see access to the free course that I have. Go ahead and grab that, as well as access to Digital Wealth Academy as well, right? If I don't have the Digital Wealth Academy link in there, it'll be inside my free course. You can go ahead and get started. Go ahead and join there, okay? And for those of you who are on YouTube, if you go ahead, if you want to go ahead and get started, like I said, I do that for those of you who are right here with me on the live or within an hour after. Actually, with YouTube, just because of the nature of how it is, because I have these videos tend to stay up there. I leave them up there. So anybody that goes ahead and joins, I will, through this live, because I do have tracking, a link. I do have tracking for those who join through YouTube. Just let me know. Sorry, not let me know. If you do join through any one of the, if you join through any one of the lives that I have posted on YouTube, I will honor that bonus, right? You will get my phone number with access to be able to text me as often as you need to. We can jump on a call as need be as well. But then for the first 2 months of you having purchased the course, I will jump on a Zoom call with you as well once a week to make to follow up with you, see how you're doing, to answer any questions that you have, help you with your. We'll analyze, take a look at your content and all that type of stuff, how we can start improving and making sure that you basically, I'll be serving as an accountability partner to make sure that you are doing everything that you need to be doing on a daily basis to give yourself the best possible chance of seeing results. Okay, so 4:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right now. Anybody that joins before 5:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you will get that bonus with me. For those of you who are on TikTok, for those of you on YouTube, anytime you do that, just let me know that you. Like I said, I have tracking there, so I'll know if you joined through, if you joined on YouTube. So. All right. Thank you ever so much for taking the time to watch. And I will catch you in my next live, next video, wherever you catch me on, whether it's through my content, whatever the case may be, or another video that I do on YouTube. I'll see you then. All right. Thanks for watching. Ciao.